we hear complaints from people about how time is going so fast and why it is not showing any signs of slowing down. When we try to reflect, we have no answer as to why we don't remember most of it. One of the main reasons for these blanked out days is that we do not live in the moment. We are physically present, but our minds are somewhere else. Now, where is our mind? When you're in public, it's common to see people in groups, in bus or trains, with their heads bowed down, looking at their screens. They seem to be completely unaware of their surroundings, and it's mostly due to their phones. We always seem to be waiting for that one important email or that Instagram DM or the likes or the tweet. If you still have not watched The Social Dilemma on Netflix, you are missing out, my friend. Ex-employees from Google, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest have admitted to the fact that these social media platforms are designed to be addictive, giving you that slow, constant release of dopamine, just enough to keep you on their platforms. Just enough for you to stay online so they can push down another ad down your throat, from which they make their income. They explicitly said when you are not paying for something, then you are the product. You're the one that's being sold. And in this case, it is your attention. Now, I do not believe that social media is completely bad or negative, even though some people would disagree. If you can find a balance in between, that sweet spot that allows you to stay on social media but does not make you addicted to it, then you can really reap the benefits. It's the balance where you can use the social media to your advantage, but do not get trapped into the world of, scrolling every day. Myself, especially as a social media influencer, it can get really hard for me not to look at these platforms. But as time has passed and I have increasingly become more aware of my actions and more intentional, I believe that I've now sort of mastered that not wasting your time on the phone aspect of my life. So with that being said, let's get started with 5 tips that gave me freedom from my phone addiction. The first tip would be to use downtime on your iPhone. This is relatively new to me as well. I started using this about 1 or 2 weeks ago. What downtime does is that it asks you to set a period of time where you do not want to use your phone. And as soon as that period of time begins, it blocks all the apps. Now, to explain this feature in detail, I'm going to be showing you guys the screen on my phone so you can see how I use it. So the first thing that you want to do is go to settings. Mine says here is that it's 19% down from last week, but my biggest reason for why I have 9 hours a day as an average is because I make TikTok videos or even other kind of content. But it's still 19% down from last week, so I'm still very proud of myself. Now over here you got downtime, app limits, communication limits, always allowed, content, and privacy restrictions. If you scroll down, you got use screen time passcode, share across devices, set up screen time for family, or turn off screen time. Now here what I do is I go to downtime and then I set the period of time where I do not want to use my phone. Over here I have 12 a.m. to 10 a.m. So after 12 a.m. I do not want to use my phone, but you can change the timing as per your liking. So it's basically going to give you this blank image where it says you've reached your time limit, and on the bottom it'll have this ignore button where you can ignore it for a minute or 15 minutes or for the entire day. Okay, now it says 32% from last week. Because it is 12 a.m. right now, so I have turned off the downtime, and now it has updated me and telling me now that I have daily average of 7 hours and 12 minutes. That is 32% down from last week. So the second thing we have here is app limits. You can add limits to any apps that you like. It will give me add limits for the entire group of apps, for example, social, games, entertainment, creativity. I have not chosen anything. And then there is communication limits where you can choose what kind of communications you want to limit. That can be FaceTime, phone messages, iCloud. Again, I have not touched that because I do not need to, because I'm not that addicted to my phone. The fourth one is always allowed. This is the one where you can, even if you have a limit, you are allowed messages, FaceTime, maps, and phone. The rest of the apps are all limited. But if I want, I can add something which I can use even when there is time limit. And then the fifth one is content and privacy restrictions. Again, I have not touched that, so I'm not aware of how to use this exactly. Over here, I have share across devices, which I have turned on because I also want to have the same kind of time limits on my laptop, because sometimes I'm working at night and I do not realize I need to turn it off. So I have turned it on. So if I turn on Safari or Google or wherever, it's always going to show me that time limit. Overall, it has helped me save time and also allowed me to sleep on time. The second tip I can give you is the Forest app. Now, unlike downtime where you can customize which apps you want to use and which ones you don't, Forest is like cold turkey, not using your phone at all. When you go to Forest app, it tells you to stay on that app. I have explained this in my previous video, but I'll go through it again. So over here I got Forest. I basically use this app for short periods of time when I want to focus on my work or any time when I do not want to use my phone. I set a time period of how long I want to do it, and the maximum it goes to is 120 minutes, which is 2 hours. So if I set it for say 10 minutes, which is the minimum, and when I say plant, it starts planting a tree. It does give me a cancel option for 5 seconds, but I'm not going to press that. And now for the 10 minutes I have to stay on this app. If I get off this app, the tree dies. So for example, if I go off from this app, it's going to give me notifications to get back on the app. And again, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do any of this, but if you're really serious, these are some tips that might help you. And just to make things more interesting, when you plant these trees, you earn coins, and when you reach a certain amount of coins, you can plant an actual tree. So the owners of this app literally plant a tree when you reach about 2,500 coins. So now if I give up, the tree has withered, and as you can see, I'm so close to that goal of 2,500. Right now I have 2,180 coins. And like I said, if you look down here, there's this tab called Real Forest, and if you press it, you will see here that this will cost you 2,500. Plant a real tree. The third tip is to simply delete the app that you're most addicted to. This is going full cold turkey and adding the app only when you need to use it. Once you add it back, check whatever you want to check, reply wherever you want to reply, share whatever you want to share, and then delete the app back again. Now this is what I personally do with Instagram. I post on my Instagram stories, and on my main feed I reply to comments, I reply to the DMs, and then delete the app again. I do not scroll on the home page anymore, and I do not check out others' stories. Now this trick has helped me in 2 ways. One is that I've saved a lot of time, and 2 is that I do not consume other people's content anymore, which in turn has helped me with my mental health. I feel like now I'm in a much better place than I was before, where I was constantly consuming other people's content and was a consumer and not a producer. Another trick that has helped me stay consistent on Instagram without being on Instagram is actually using my normal camera on my iPhone to take pictures and videos so that I can later post them as stories on my Instagram. So instead of just being on Instagram all the time and making stories, I just use my camera, my normal camera, for which wherever I found anything interesting, I'll take pictures or videos of it, and then later on at 6 or 7 p.m. in the evening time, I add the app again, and then I put all the content that I have taken from the entire day on my Instagram story. And then also sometimes I post on my main feed, I reply to the comments, I reply on DM, and then I delete the app back again by 9 or 10 p.m. Literally a life and time saver. If I'm normally using my Instagram for stories and I'm posting at real time, not only am I at more risk of wasting more time, I'm also looking at other people's content, and it's just not mentally okay for me anymore. So that is one of my biggest tips I've not even come across this tip from anywhere else. It is just something that I thought of literally like few weeks ago, and that is what I've been doing. Fourth tip would be to actually schedule a time for your phone/social media. Literally put that in a calendar or have an alarm go off when you're allowed to use it. Then have another alarm go off when time is up. This way, even when you're looking at the screen, you're more self-aware of the amount of time you have, and you get the most important things done quick without getting trapped. You can schedule it after your work. That is what I do, for maximum 60 minutes, and then be done with it. I can't say the same thing for YouTube because I absolutely love YouTube and I always watch YouTube for tutorials. But again, I use YouTube for more knowledge. I do not use YouTube for more entertainment. The fifth and the final tip for this video would be to access your social media or other apps only through your desktop. Desktop. You can delete all the apps on your phone that you're addicted to, and you can use them on your laptop or your iPad. Point is to use a different device than your phone where you usually spend less time. I personally like to access my emails, YouTube analytics, Facebook from my laptop rather than on my phone. That way, I do not keep grabbing my phone for all the things that I can do on laptop at one go. Another tip that I can give you is use Facebook Creator Studio if you are a creator. You can literally schedule your posts for Facebook and Instagram. You can also do the same for YouTube on YouTube Studio. This way you are publishing content consistently at a time that you choose without being on the app. So I hope you found this video valuable and that you actually implement these tricks and tips in your real life. Otherwise, it's no point for you to watch this video and not take any action on it. Make sure to give this video a like if you have come this far, and subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed already. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.